Hello, legit KidLit viewers. I'm Tiffany.
And I'm Alexis, and today we welcome here at Legit Kidlit a picture book author. It's been a while since we featured one, Stephanie Wildman. Stephanie, why don't you kind of tell us about yourself and some of your books?
Well, Tiffany and Alexis, I'm so glad to meet you in real time. And I'm really glad to have a chance to talk to your listeners about my new picture book, Treasure Hunt, which was illustrated by Stephanie from Lolly Publishing, and tell you a little bit about myself. The most interesting thing I think that might be said about me is that even though I'm a grandma, I can sit crisscross applesauce because of my yoga practice. So
Nice.
that helps when I have to get down and play with grandkids because they sit on the floor a lot.
Yeah.
And they were really the inspiration for both of my books. In Brave in the Water, well, that also, I was afraid of the water when I was a child. So I was part of that. But then seeing that repeat itself with grandkids, I wanted to write something that would help kids through that. And there is a Spanish language version available also, Valiente en el Agua. Thank you for showing that all on the screen.
Yeah.
And Treasure Hunt came from some of the pandemic time I spent with grandkids, kind of a combination of things, because we would do treasure hunts, hiding things around the house, and they would look for them. And also, we made puppets out of toilet paper rolls and wrote a story and did a puppet show, and those ideas kind of combined to for Treasure Hunt. And there will be a Spanish language version of that. I'm going to butcher the Spanish here, I'm sure. Busquero del Tesoro, coming in March.
Yay, that's awesome.
Yeah, I love that you have Spanish versions of the books.
Me
I
too.
wish all books had multiple languages easily
Right.
done.
That's one of the things I loved about my publisher. When we did the first conversation and they said, "And would you like a Spanish language version?" I was like, yeah. Yeah, what if
Do
yes,
it.
of course.
Yeah.
So they're tuned into to that.
And I
That's
saw
great.
on on your website, there's a lot of resources for the books too, so educators can use that.
Yeah, I was
And
going to
we'll,
mention that too, maybe later when we talk about classroom visits, but yeah.
okay, yeah, we can save that.
All right. And I love how, real life can inspire us so much to actually write the
Hmm.
stories. So I love how you used your real life experiences and things like that to inspire both of your stories as well. So we're going to actually make a short story right now using the title of your two picture books. So it's going to start with Treasure Hunt and end with Brave in the Water. And each of us are going to say a sentence and go twice. So we shall see how this goes. It's probably going to be really silly, and
So
that's
does
okay.
every sentence we say have those two in it? Or just
No.
the beginning of the
Yeah.
story and the end of the story? Got it.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay.
So who wants to start?
So it has to start with the words
Treasure.
treasure hunt in
Yes.
the sentence.
Just in the sentence. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll start. We're
Okay.
going on a treasure hunt.
Where are we going to go?
Um. There was a map left at the foot of my bed.
On the map was a large X.
Uh-oh. The large X looked like it's in the park on the way to the swimming pool.
My, hold on, because I have to end it with Brave in the Water, right? Okay. Walking through the park is easy, but being brave in the water is not. Done.
Yay! And scene.
And see. All right. Turn
I
that
thought we were going
into
to
a
find
story.
treasure at the bottom of the pool.
Yeah. Yeah. Find a treasure at the bottom of the pool.
Where my
That.
kids learned to swim, they had a window in the deep end. that had like a shark or a dinosaur in it. So the kids
Nope.
had to learn to dive down and be able to see it.
That's really cool,
Wow.
but I get scared in the swimming pool that there's a shark, even though I'm an adult.
You need this book.
I need the book. Like, I get so freaked out. Like, I psych myself out. So if I were swimming and saw a shark underneath me in a window, I would like lose my mind. Oh, well, that was fun. So tell us about your writing journey.
So, I have always wanted to be a writer. In fact, when I was in 4th grade, I gave myself a pen name. And my pen name was as much unlike my name as anything could be. It was Catherine Rogers, and Catherine with a C, because Catherine was always spelled with a K.
Yep.
But now that I'm older, I actually do like my name. And so I do write using my name. But before I wrote children's books, I did write a lot of nonfiction books, journal articles, op-ed pieces during my life as a law professor and legal academic. So I wasn't new to writing, but I was new to writing for children, and there's a lot to learn about it.
Yeah.
Now tell us, what is one thing that all of your books have in common?
So I did have a preview of that question, and it really did give me pause, because that's a pretty hard question. When you look at law books and you look at children's books, they don't look too much alike. There are way more pictures in children's books than there are in law books, although it would improve law books to have more pictures, I think. But they do all come from me. I mean, all of these books. And I'm very passionate about social justice and social justice issues, including gender justice, including racial justice, justice across all the spectrum of diverse ways we are human beings. So, and Treasure Hunt is really my first more ecological, environmental themed book. It's about recycling, reusing the items that people would usually throw away. So in that sense, it fits into the broader social justice category, just like everything else I've ever written. So if you go up to, sort of looking down from the moon, you can sort of see the connections in all of that.
I like that. And you mentioned earlier the picture books are largely about your grandchildren, which I think is really cool, or inspired from them.
Well, they're inspired from them, and they're also dedicated to them. And they have a very complicated grid about the dedications, because I did the first dedications just by age. We all tend to do that. And then one of the younger ones said, well, why is he first? And I said, well, if there's a second book, you can be first. And so I did that, but now they're like, but then there is going to be a third book. I'm under contract. So now there has to be a fourth book, so everybody gets a turn. I hope.
You're such a good grandma. That's awesome. So we have a challenge for you in 2 minutes. We'll see if we can let you keep going, but we want to see how many questions you can answer in 2 minutes. So yeah, these are fast-paced, short answer questions. So Tiffany, do you want to
talk a lot?
I know you can't. Tiffany, do you want to run the timer, or you want me to? You got it. Okay. So tell us when you're ready.
All right. I'm ready. You ready?
I'm ready.
Yep.
Okay, go.
Coffee or tea?
Tea always.
Do you remember your dreams?
Sometimes, not always.
Favorite season?
Spring, because that's when my birthday is.
Oh. Hold up something on your left.
Wouldn't you know it?
Yes. Yeah.
All right, challenge. Try to lick your elbow.
Okay. The inside of the elbow, the outside of the
outside. Yeah. There's your yoga.
All right, you already did this, but you can do it again. Hold up a book.
Well, I happen to have this book here by Ann Kim, A Good Family. She's a good author friend, and if you haven't read it, it's a really fun read.
Okay.
Awesome. Can you read the first line of page 30 of that book?
It says Q for question, and who is Maria?
Ooh,
Int-
mystery.
Intrigued. Can you show us a bookmark?
Well, it happened to have a bookmark in it from the California, the Young and Legion of Honor. That's the museum up the hill from my house, the Legion of Honor.
That's cool. Sweet or salty?
Sweet, 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 especially if it's chocolate.
Type or handwrite?
Handwrite.
Favorite pen?
You know, anyone I can put my hands on.
I like that. Where is your dream place to write?
Anywhere in Hawaii.
Oh,
Ooh. Who is your best writing friend?
So that is a hard one because I am in a writing group and you all know who I am.
I love that.
Movie or TV show?
I really like The King's Speech. That's a movie.
Favorite song? Oh, there's our time.
Ah!
Do I
Hey,
get to
we
answer?
We can finish. We got through 15 almost.
That's
That
pretty
was really
good.
good.
For a
Yeah.
Dancer by Jackson Brown.
Okay.
Okay. Do you listen to music while you write?
I do not. I probably should think about doing that. I know a lot of writers do.
Mm-hmm.
Do you plot before you write?
Sometimes, not as much as I should.
Do you have any writing quirks?
Do I have any writing quirks? You know, I often write in the passive voice and then have to go back and, you know, get those active verbs in there.
Oh, that's interesting. Guilty pleasure.
Have we mentioned chocolate enough in this podcast?
Yeah.
How about
What's your,
chocolate?
yes, yes.
Not even guilty.
No. And favorite holiday?
My favorite holiday is Passover, which has a lot
Okay.
of meaningful history for me.
That's awesome.
love
So, that was question 20. That was really good, and really fun. Do you do author visits, and how can teachers find you?
So I have done some virtual author visits during the pandemic with a slideshow and all of that. And so I'd love the chance to do more. I love watching the kids react to the book, and I love their questions. They ask such good questions, and so probably my webpage is the best way. And as you kind of mentioned before, they're educational resources for both books, for Treasure Hunt and for Brave in the Water, both on my webpage and on Lolly Publishing's webpage. And they're easily clickable, downloadable. There's some coloring pages. There's some exercises suitable for classroom use. So even if you're not having me visit, a teacher can still use those resources. And they're printable both in color and in black and white, because I know that they're not a lot. It looks real pretty in color, but black and white is probably more usable in schools.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Yeah.
I love that.
Time. Yeah.
And I was just going to say, I work with some bilingual students, so I know that I will be definitely looking into your the Spanish versions of your book as well, because like Alexis was saying earlier, it's a great treasure to have those. So thank you.
Thank you. That's great. I mean, getting it in the hands of children, that's really
Mm-hmm.
what matters, right? So I think libraries and schools are so important for that.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes. Before you go, can you leave us with some words of wisdom from Stephanie?
Oh, words of wisdom. I'm feeling so unwise. Words of wisdom for kids versus words of wisdom for grown-ups, you know? I mean,
Yeah. Go
there
for kids.
are sometimes different words of wisdom, you know. But what would I want kids to really think about? I mean, I do think some of the lessons in Brave in the Water, when you're trying something new that you feel a little hesitant about, channeling into yourself by breathing, by really thinking, just, okay, deep breath. Am I ready for this? Do I want to do this? your body's going to really tell you. And saying no, I'm not ready is okay. But also saying, okay, I'm ready is okay. And that's one way to try to tap into to figure it out, I think, is listen to your body.
Oh, I love that.
I
was
do
wonderful.
too. Like, it's okay to not be ready, but it's okay to take the risk and do it. So just listening to yourself.
If
I
it
think
feels
that's
safe, if it feels safe.
yeah.
We're not talking jumping off cliffs here.
Right. Yeah, this is
Oh.
safe. Yeah, that was a good way to end.
In the end of Treasure Hunt, there's a page about how to make your own puppets, and one of the things you use to cut out colored paper is scissors. And I put in an asterisk that says, of course, children should be supervised using scissors. And my daughter looked at this and said, really? And I'm like, really? That's all my years of teaching law, right? That you have to warn people.
You do have to warn people. That is true. Be specific.
Oh, Stephanie, this has been such a great time with you. Thank you so much for hanging out with us here on Legit KidLit.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed it. And it's so nice to see you guys, as in person as we get these days.
Yes. Technology is good to bring people across, together. So, to all of our viewers and readers, we hope that you found some amazing books to go check out, and we will be back next week with some more fun. So I'm Alexis.
And I'm Tiffany, and we're signing off.
Bye, Stephanie.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye, everybody.